You've got Peyton Watson hitting restricted free agency. I think that's part of why most project that Peyton Watson will be let go. Now, Jonas Valanciunas has $0 guaranteed for next year, so I don't know if that will change things. I'm not sure if this number is including Valanciunas at $10 million or excluding him. Obviously, that could be a big swing for the Nuggets. I don't think it's a bad idea. I do think if I'm Denver and I'm getting an expiring and I'm giving up Cam Johnson, I'm probably going to ask for Rui to be in the deal so that they can replace him. Would you be? I like Cam Johnson. I like Cam Johnson a lot, potentially for the Lakers. He is extension eligible this summer. If you're going to give up significant capital, I think you also have to be prepared to trade to give him that new deal this summer. Cam Johnson would also be an example of pre-agency, essentially spending some of your summer flexibility now at the trade deadline. A little bit tough trading with Denver, given that you're both competing for a playoff spot in the Western Conference. So seeing those two sides trade together, would Denver prefer to do a similar type of thing with just a different club? Would they prefer to send Cam Johnson to an Eastern team rather than risk making the Lakers better? Probably. But push comes to shove, if I'm not giving up a first, this is the type of deal that I think the Lakers need to be looking for in terms of spending your future flexibility now to add pieces that can help your team.
I would do this in a heartbeat if I'm the Lakers. If I'm, and Jason, you can maybe speak to this because you're out there now and you're maybe a little bit more plugged in on the Nuggets side. I feel like Nuggets fans would hate this trade, and it would be viewed. I feel like they did not like how they handled the post 2023 title in the title defense and like some of the roster decisions they made and cheaping out at times. If they invested in this year's group, giving up MPJ and a first to get Cam Johnson, and then they end up flipping that for, even if it's Rui, but let's just say hypothetically it's like Gabe and Maxey in a swap or something. I feel like that. I right now I have Denver as my number 2 in my title rankings. I think that could be enough of a swing to drop them into like the 3 or 4 spot. So if you're telling me as a Nuggets fan, I'm saying I'm hypothetically as a Nuggets fan, like I'm now having our title odds with Jokic diminished because you want to save money and you don't want to have to figure out this tough situation you're in because you actually accumulated talent and drafted well with Peyton Watson, like that would be a tough pill to swallow. So I just feel like from the Denver side, it would be a little bit, especially trading with the Lakers and like helping the Lakers figure out their situation and like potentially improve. I think that would be a tough pill for Nuggets fans.
Yeah, I think it has to be incredibly mutually beneficial in order for this type of deal to go down. There's no doubt about that. I think it gets complicated because on the one hand, I get like for a fan, you go, why would we get rid of Cam Johnson? We just got Cam Johnson. But you got to remember, you came into the season thinking you were going to let Peyton Watson walk. And now Peyton Watson is looking like your small forward of the future.
Hey, California residents, Underdog is out here giving you more ways to play. You already know their player picks, pick higher or lower on player stats. Now prediction markets are live for you. You can now pick spreads, totals, or game outcomes, combined with player picks for bigger payouts. New customers play $5 on fantasy, get $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you use our code COLLECTIVE. Team picks, player picks, all on Underdog. And don't forget, use that promo code COLLECTIVE, play $5 on fantasy and get $75 in fantasy bonus entries. Big thank you to Underdog for sponsoring our show.
So it's a net gain in the form of like you're getting a better version of a young player that you didn't think existed, and now it's there, and you're like, oh shit, we got a chance to do something here. So let's say you structured the deal around, let's call it Rui and Dalton plus a swap or plus a second or whatever it might be. So if you're Denver, in that case, you're getting Dalton, who like the Lakers struggle to generate open looks for him. He's not hitting them when he gets them, but they struggle to generate open looks for him. Denver would probably be able to set if I had to choose a team around the NBA that probably had the best chance to unlock another level of potential for Dalton, it'd be a team like Denver. Transition kick-ahead passes from Jokic, the types of open threes that he could generate and benefit from. This is a team that has had Aaron Gordon break down with hamstring injuries multiple years in a row. Rui Hachimura could be power forward insurance for them, an additional rotation level player that is a deadly corner three-point shooter that could bring that type of short-term rotation boost. So essentially you'd be turning Cam Johnson into this improved version of Peyton Watson that had a smaller role on this team before Cam Johnson got hurt, and Rui Hachimura, and a young prospect in Dalton, plus some sort of draft compensation from the Lakers, as small as it would be, plus the salary relief of not having to deal with, Dalton's got years left on his deal, but his deal is so small that you would at least be shedding a good chunk of the Cam Johnson deal. For the Lakers, I actually do view Cam Johnson as a starting caliber small forward in this league that I do think would be a great fit. So it's just something that's been on my mind as we've been trying